Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakal Kodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere kin. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakal Kodash. Right, without further ado, I'll just play this video. Right, this is Jason Black, the Black Authority, and he's part of that. Yeah, he's part of the whole Black consciousness movement. But really, he said something that is extremely poignant, and I had to just make a whole video on it because this kingdom, right, especially Babylon the Great, is really just Rome all over again. Rome reincarnated, as he said. And even the scriptures show you that, and it's of course prophetic, that this kingdom would be Rome all over again, because you have the same people that were ruling in the Roman Empire, which were the Edomites, ruling on the earth once again. So without further ado, I play the video. Today is matter of fact, it still is today. Man, I wonder, do you think that this nation picked up that spirit, that Roman spirit? I think that's a picked it up. The iconography, dude, picked it up my ass. America is literally Rome is the matrix of America. America is literally a reincarnation of it from the Senate. Did you hear that? What he said? America is a reincarnation of Rome. And that's how you know that all these jigs out here, man. Every single one of them in the Black unconscious, in Kemet, right, in Islam, whatever movement or religion or philosophy they follow, they are all watching the Hebrew Israelites. They're all listening to the Hebrew Israelites, because who first and foremost who started telling our people that the US, Babylon the Great, is Rome all over again. And notice the words that he used: a reincarnation of Rome, which is exactly what, starting from the elder apostles on down, what we that are in this truth, the men of the Lord are constantly saying, right? Because of course it's correct, this kingdom, right? This current beast system, especially with America, Babylon the Great, is really just the revised Roman Empire, right? Because we're continuing in that Roman Empire, we're still in the Roman Empire. And even the scriptures tell you that. Let's go to that. As it is written, the beast whose deadly wound was healed, right? Let me get that. So this is the book of Revelation 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the waters, I think that's in the book of Revelation, the 17th chapter, that it breaks this down. The waters represent the nations and kindreds and tongues. And the beast represents a kingdom that is to rule upon the earth. You can go to the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, to get that one as well. It's because it's written in the book of Daniel, the 7th chapter, that the beast represents a kingdom and kings that will rule upon the earth, right? And the 7 heads represent the 7 major empires of Esau Edom. So that's your Gemina Major, Gemina Minor, Spain, England, France, Rome, Italy. I've forgotten all the exact names, but basically the 7 major empires that Esau Edom had on the earth, right? And the 10 horns represent the G10 nations, I believe, which is basically the first EU nations, that's England, France, Luxembourg, Spain. I actually have the book right here, so let me just quickly get that. Hold on, Salakia. I actually have the book right here, so I'll just go. Let me look for it. Where did I keep that? Right, yeah, right. I have it right here. It's not part of the signs that I go out to camp with. So I think it should be okay. It's this one right here. Okay, so let me just look into it. Right, the 7 heads are the Greeks, the British, Gemina Minor, Spanish, French, Romans, and Germania Major. Those are the 7 heads. Meanwhile, the 10 horns are Hold on, this is it right here. The ten horns are the ten horns represent the common market or the European Economic Community established in 1958. Today, the EEC or the European Economic Community is known as the EU, the European Union, and the ten horns are Belgium, Denmark. Hold on. Okay. Once again, the ten horns are Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany. Right? And NATO is, and of course, like we always say, the beast, okay, the full beast represents NATO and that EU, NATO and the EU. And NATO is an acronym for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It was established August 4th, 1949, consisting of 19 nations: Greece, Italy, Spain, France, West Germany, the United Kingdom, Portugal, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Canada, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, Turkey, United States, Poland, Hungary, and the Czech Republic. These nations make up NATO, which is the beast, right? So whenever we talk about the beast, you always tell you that the beast of Revelation, right? It's seven heads and ten horns. That is NATO and the EU. So continuing on, Revelation 13 verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Right, and this represents the beast system, okay, which is basically the philosophies and the practices, right, the one that is being pushed in this kingdom. And you see that when the apostle John saw that beast, it had the feet of a bear, right? The body of a leopard and the mouth of a lion. And what that represents is that it took out the philosophies of all the other kingdoms, the other beasts that reigned before it. Once again, going back to the book of Daniel, the seventh chapter, that there were four beasts that were reigning upon the earth. And right now, we are talking about the fourth beast, or are concentrating on the fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire. But it's taking out parts of the other three beasts that reigned before it: the leopard being the Greek Empire, the bear being the Medo Persian Empire, and the lion being, of course, the Babylonian Empire. Okay, so now, Revelation 13, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads, as it were, wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Right, and this is what we mean when we say, the revised Roman Empire, because here the apostle John the Revelator is telling you that one of the beast's heads, which of course represents the Roman Empire, was wounded, but the deadly wound was healed, meaning that after the fall of the Roman Empire, we all know about the story, the fall of the Roman Empire, then you had the Dark Ages, and then eventually you now have the Renaissance. And I always go into this, right? Basically, what Renaissance means, and we'll get a definition, is the rediscovery of classical literature and art and science, which of course basically just means Roman, okay? Because when we talk about classical, like in the sense of the Renaissance, what it actually means is just the Roman art. But let me just go into it. It's been a while since I've gotten this. Let me just go into this. Let me not type definition. Let me just type in Renaissance. Because the definition just you can mean something else. So this is right here, Renaissance. Okay, so the word Renaissance, the French rebirth, right? Because Renaissance goes back to the French word, okay, it means rebirth, which is basically what happened, with Esau Edom after the fall of the Roman Empire. You had Esau Edom going into the dark ages. And let's get that preset as well, because that is also a part of Bible prophecy, right? This is where you now have the Moors coming in, okay, and taking over the land of Europe. And that's why you have all these black kings, okay, all these Jake rulers ruling over Europe during that time: England, France, so on and so forth, because those were the Moors, right? There were those are some of them, of course, were Moors, and some of them were just the actual people that were living in that land, because you have to remember, right? Even during the time of the Roman Empire, Jake was living in Europe. Case in point, the Spartans, which are the I've forgotten the term, the name that they call themselves, the Lacedaemonians. I believe that's how you say it. You have to bear with me. Some of these pronunciations are difficult to bring out. Revelation 20 verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And that key of the bottomless pit represents Europe, because Europe is that bottomless pit, okay? And the chain is basically the like let's just say a binding of confusion, or that was put on Esau Edom, right? But let's continue reading. Revelation 20 verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. And this is, of course, referring to Esau Edom. Revelation 20, verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. And this is, of course, referring to after the fall of the Roman Empire, starting from the rise of the Holy Roman Empire. I believe it was the Eastern Roman Empire that fell, or was it the Western? I always get this thing mixed up. I think it was the Eastern Roman Empire that fell. So let me just search for it on the Go. But basically, but basically you had the Holy Roman Empire, which was really when Jake started to come into power and started to rule. Okay, and that was what marked the fall of Esau Edom. And from that point up until the Renaissance, you had Jake in power, which is basically roughly 1,000 years. It's a little bit over 1,000 years, but it is approximately 1,000 years. So let me just type this, which so I type this, which part of the Roman Empire fell first. I believe it's either the east or the west. Okay, so it is the Western Roman Empire that fell first. Let me just go into the Wikipedia. The Wikipedia isn't very accurate, but it is what it is. And I just going on a tangent here, but so you can have to bear with me. But it's all in edification, right? So the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The fall of the Western Roman Empire, also called the fall of the Roman Empire or the fall of Rome, was the loss of central political control in the Western Roman Empire, a process in which the empire failed to enforce its rule, and its vast territory was divided between several successor polities. The Roman Empire lost its strength that had allowed it to exercise effective control over its western provinces. So I'm looking for the timeline of when that actually happened. Okay, so 376, 476. I'm trying to figure out whether the Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, here it is. Here it is. And this is jumping down a little bit. While its legitimacy lasted for centuries longer, and its cultural influence remains today, the Western Empire never had the strength to rise again. The Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire survived and remained for centuries an effective power of the Eastern Mediterranean. And you see that really the Western Roman Empire represented the rule of Esau Edom. And when that fell, you had the Eastern Roman Empire rising up, and the Eastern Roman Empire, for the most part, was ruled by Jake. And that's why you have let me just make sure that my information is right. So I'll just type this: the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire, Augustulus, Romulus Augustulus. Okay, just trying to make sure that my information is correct. I don't want to start making a mistake now. So and this is a list of the Roman emperors. I'm looking for Romulus, Augustulus, right? You know what? I'm just going to have to do this another time, because this is just going on a completely different tangent. I'm going to have to do that. Look at that some other time. And basically, what I was saying is that you had Esau Edom fall out of power during the time of the Romans, okay, and he came back into power during the time of the Renaissance. That's what the scriptures mean. When we go to the book of Revelation, the sorry, Revelation, the 13th chapter, where it tells you that the deadly wound of the beast was healed, right? Because after the fall of the Roman Empire, they were able to rise up again, right? And come back into power, that they might be loosed a little season, as it is written. And that is the time that we're in right now, which is why you see more and more people, their eyes are open and they are realizing that America, Babylon the Great, really the whole of the Western world is just Rome reincarnated, but mainly the US, because you can see, especially in its architecture and in the way that it functions, both politically and even religiously as well. Let's just play this video a little bit more, and it goes into this as well.
Literally a reincarnation of it from the Senate. We have a Senate. Yes. That is basically it was modeled directly off of Rome.
And even the scriptures goes into that as well. The book of First Maccabees, that they put no crowns upon themselves. Well, and of course, I'll go into that. I'll close out with that precept. But let me just play this video to the end of what he has to say, because this just shows you that this place really is Rome all over again, because everybody can see it now. That Babylon the Great is just Rome all over again, and this shows you that America, it really is Babylon the Great, because now you have it being called the city of Egypt, right? The city, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, and also spiritual Babylon, and also spiritual Rome. Okay, it is taken after all these various kingdoms and taking the characteristics of all these various kingdoms. Spiritual Egypt, because it is the house of bondage of our people. Spiritual Sodom, because of you see the confusion that is being pushed out of Babylon the Great. Spiritual Babylon become once again confusion, spiritual Sodom because of the wickedness that is going on with the LGBTQ stuff, and of course, spiritual Rome because it is a reincarnation of the Roman Empire.
Thomas Jefferson, George Wallace, and the rest of them, they sat down and specifically said, we are going to model our government that we're going to set up in America is going to be modeled after the Roman government. So yes, from the eagle, to the Senate to the basically I'd be here all day naming the parts of it. Y'all get the idea. How Washington D.C. is set up geographically. Jason, I want to throw it out to you.
And it's funny because one of the elders actually went into this. That basically Washington D.C. was set up in the same. I think that was Virginia, right? Set up in the same position as it was back during the Roman Empire, the capital city of the Roman Empire. That originally was going to be called something else, the same name as the capital city of the Roman Empire. And I've forgotten the details of the video because it was a long time ago. And you have to be okay. Since I'm not, I start all these but I've completely forgotten some of this information now that and I would have loved to have gotten that if I can get that video again and I watch it all over again and get the information again. Anyway, continuing on.
Native of DC. So yes, it's all over the place. You see it like half my relatives work at the Capitol. It's all over the place. And I just didn't draw the full picture until, like I said, when you start to really put the picture together. You're 100%. It's absolutely no doubt about it.
That's basically that. This is Rome all over again. Babylon the Great, and really all of these Western countries. The countries that we listed off for NATO and the EU, that are basically the dragon, right? The seven heads and the 10 horn nations. So this is the book of Maccabees. Let me go to that. Let me go to that. And even I think that if I type in Senate, it will even show up in the search bar. right? In the in the New Testament, but mainly what you're actually looking for is the one in the book of Maccabees. So this is the book of Maccabees 1 verse, this is the book of First Maccabees, okay. So this is the book of First Maccabees 8 verse 13. Now I'll start from 13. Also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they displace. Finally that they were greatly exalted. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting a way for the people, to the end that they might be well ordered, and they and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that all were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation among them. And this is of course going into the modern democratic system that you have in this kingdom, and it's based off the Roman Empire. And that's just an example of the ways of this kingdom, right, of Babylon the Great, and of really of this current, beast system that goes back to the Roman Empire, because we really are living in Rome all over again. So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.